I want to welcome you to the Encouraged Talk Show. Guy, Triz, not going to give you his real name. I'm going to give you Triz. He's an artist. He's a rapper. So we're just talking. We're encouraging. And I hope you guys get inspired by his story and his artistry. All right. So like when, like, cause the music thing is surprising me. We ball boys. That's what I remember. We basketball boys. So when did you start? Rapping and getting into rap.
When I first, I want to say like around 15, I started like really like digging into like music because I always was doing like poetry and stuff like that. But I just started digging into music. Start like messing around with little beats and stuff like that. So like just like 15 though.
Yo, that's dope. I didn't know you was doing. I didn't know you was doing poetry.
Yeah, for sure.
Poetry. I didn't know. All right, so tell me about the poetry part because that play with rap anyway. So like, tell me about the poetry part. Like how
It,
you
I started doing it like in bed and stuff like that. We used to be like banging on the desk. It just used to be like jokes, stuff
mm-hmm.
like that. But once once like I started actually putting it to beats and stuff like that, it became something different.
What
Like,
the next step?
yeah,
Like I'm not, putting anything down on everybody that's getting into rap and everything, but you got like a lot of people that's getting into rap, just to get into it, just because everything, everybody is doing it, you know what I mean? But like, but you do it because you got like a passion for it, and it's like really in you. Like
yeah, for sure.
if that makes sense. So that's
Yeah,
I'm saying that because we grew up around a lot of people that did almost they did the same thing. They not same thing, but they were in like their own category. I
yeah,
mean that makes sense. Everybody wasn't like gravitating to just one thing because it was popular. You know what I mean? So that's why I come. That's where I come from when I talk about that. But so I think that's what's up. You know what I mean? Like you got, I mean, it's poetry. So like, give me like, what are some of like your poetries? Like, what are some of your poetries that you do?
I don't remember the poetry because like once I started rapping, that became the passion. Like when I started rapping, it just became like the fuel for the fire for everything. It was just like, oh, all right, I can make this sound like this, and then like it just started turning in. Like then like at the time battle rap and going to
Right,
people's
right.
blocks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just walking around like seeing K Dot, seeing the slugs, seeing the G Dots, seeing the chaoses and the people that I was just around or influenced by, just
Mm-hmm.
watching them, like the eight plays and just watching them just go around tearing shit up. And I used to be like, damn, I really, really want to like do what they do. You know what I mean? And they was like inspirations to me. Like, so then I turned around and I started like trying to like be like the inspiration to other people. Like, you know what I mean? As far as
Mm-hmm.
like Shiz and just a lot of different people that I was around. Like and Shiz inspired me a lot too. That's like my little brother.
Yeah, yeah. Sean, he nice. He nice.
Yeah. Like he's like just a all around natural talent. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's rare. Like you can get a gem like that, and me and him got like a lot of stuff in the cut, like that we were recording.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I didn't know y'all was together like that. Like I didn't know
yeah,
y'all was like
every
really.
day. It was the time when I had first came home from prison. Like every day, I used to just lock in with him. I used to just like really have a religious routine. Just me and him is just
Mm-hmm.
going in the studio, and like because he had the studio in the crib, and
Mm-hmm.
we just was in the studio just getting it in. Yeah, that's my guy.
Okay.
He
No, I,
he was like an inspiration as well. And being like him being younger than me, it was just like
mhm,
then like other people that I was like be like still being around and that was like because like I'm the type of person that I like balling with the youth. Like, you learn new moves. Like you be like, oh, all right, when we was balling, we
mhm.
wasn't doing the Euro step or
No, we
the,
didn't
the,
do
the
none of
hard
that.
step back. But now that
No.
I play ball with the youth, I could
Mhm.
actually take the old school moves and implicate the new school moves and
Right.
elevate my game.
Right. Because now basketball got real light. You know what I mean? Ain't no
Yeah.
you can't touch nobody. You can't.
No, we used to be
No,
physical in the T in
yeah,
the T
you getting clothesline. It's
yard.
definitely was WWF. It wasn't WWE. It was WWF. And you definitely getting clothesline. Like you gonna feel it. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a different era. I mean, we still like kind of what I mean, a part of that era. For us to be able to like bring something to like the younger generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that like even like with us. I don't want to kind of be too much into this because it's supposed to be focused on you. But real quick, like with us, we still was able to grab some stuff from like the old heads. Like even
Right.
though like, we're young, but we still was able to grab some stuff from the old heads, and we still had like some kind of like focus. Like I'm gonna
Right.
say just like focus. You know what I mean? We were able to like we just navigated kind of differently. You know what I mean? Than now, because now you don't have too many like older guys that's in like a lot of younger kids' ears now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like with us. So, I think we're able as like millennials, we're able to like bring that down, that same thing that we got, we're able to bring that down, pass it down and give it to like the younger group that's coming that's coming um that's coming after us. After us.
After. So
So
like, like
we're able to do that.
and like to touch on that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So we come like we're in like so like the way where we were born, like the era we were born, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gave us like we were like not the millennials, but we were like on that brink though, right? Like you know what I mean? Like we still was like we watched the
Right.
first computer like
Right. Yeah.
get come out.
We,
Like
we,
I was the first. Like they gave us like we live in a they gave us like I always say this right. We
mm,
were we were given the world to us at our fingertips, right? They gave us the world at our fingertips via the
we got the
internet,
beginning stages of it.
right? But they never told us what to search and what to look up, right? So
Mm, that's
like
real.
back in the day, we used to be on like Rotten.com and stuff like that, like and they never told us like to search up wealth or this,
Right.
you know what I mean, or
Parents
you
or
know,
nothing.
right?
Parents
And
or nothing.
they just let us go freely and become like antisocial as people.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Even though social media and everything is a tool to try to get people together, but it actually drives people apart as far as being social. Now nobody know how to fix a chain on a bike. Now
yeah,
nobody
yo,
know, you know what I mean?
yeah, remember how you know what I mean? You got a bike. We knew how to fix flats, bro.
Yeah,
We knew
fix
how
the
to fix
whole
flats.
like
Take the
really,
inner tube,
yeah.
put it in the water.
Right. Like it'd be weird like I'll see somebody get a flat tire on a car. Like, you know what
Right.
I mean? And they don't even know how to fix the flat on a car. It's just the same thing as fixing a bike. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, a lot of people doesn't have that drive or that intuition to get their hands dirty anymore. Everybody wants to be outcast, so fresh, so clean. Like everybody wanted
That's
not, we was outside from 7 in the morning to 8 at night playing basketball, running the
yeah.
streets, catching men, killing men. They don't even play
Yeah.
that no
I don't
more. It's
play
like
games anymore.
I walk past the park and they got mad benches in the park. It used to be land like where we could just throw the football and
Mm-hmm.
everybody chasing you. Like they don't even do things like that no more. I don't see any kids outside, and that's like one of the problems with what's going on. I mean, but everybody want to be rappers and everybody want to be looking up to social, like, see, because like social media got people looking up to the wrong people, like, and
mm,
because everybody that has the power to be an influence shouldn't be
mm,
an influence. So just because you wield the power, like
mm,
the devil wills the power to,
mm,
to motivate millions to do the wrong things, but he shouldn't have the
mm,
power. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like
right.
just because you have the power doesn't mean that you should always have the power or use that power for what you know, unless you're stepping outside the box and trying different things.
Yeah, you gotta be smart with what you got. You know what I mean? You gotta be smart with what you got. And it's definitely like now with social media, it's more of a you know, devil driven kind of, you know what I mean, place. You
Right.
know what I mean? And it's just like a lot is just going. It's stuff that, you know what I mean, we've been exposed to that like even when we had like when I was younger, I didn't get my first phone until I was like 14, 13.
Right.
It was a
Yeah.
Motorola. It was like it wasn't even a touch because it was Boost Mobile. I wanted Boost Mobile.
Yeah.
I got a Motorola. I got
Yeah.
a hand me down Boost Mobile probably like a couple weeks ago because I was like, oh man, I don't want this Motorola. I can't do nothing with it.
Right.
So like now it's just like totally different. We just being exposed to
We
a lot
get
of
like soon as the kids coming out the womb, we giving them phones.
right,
You know what I mean? Because we trying to. A lot of people was trying to like survive and like a lot of this generation, like we became parents at a young age too. Like
right,
so we still feel as though that we have to keep up with certain trends and things like that. And I see that all the time. Like what I
right,
mean? I'm one of the more rare people that can actually go off the grid and
mm,
like say, you know what, I can like, I need time to recharge myself and stay away from everything and I could just go off and disappear for months and months at a time. A lot of people is not comfortable with going out and exploring. Like it's
mm.
crazy.
And I want to say too, like, because now I see a lot of like our generation now actually doing a lot of that stuff now. Like they're actually getting into like a lot of different stuff, and that's good. Because just like you was
Right.
talking about earlier, how me we wasn't really exposed to a lot of that stuff. So now around this age, around like mid 20s, early 30s, now we're like adventuring and getting into other stuff and being more open. You know what I mean, because
Right.
back then, like the stuff we open to now and to experience now. Back then when we were younger in school, we no you get teased on. You know what I
Right.
mean? You can't like a lot of the stuff we open to now. It wasn't kind of allowed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
And,
it
well, now it's bridging the gap though.
yeah,
A lot of people, is turning around and like we're just starting to implicate the things that we were taught like into our everyday lives, right? Like so, like going out and exploring. But to be honest though, you know what it really is. Like a lot of women are doing it, and a lot of like people are doing it
mm,
because they see this on the TV shows and stuff like that. So they were like, oh yeah, and it becomes instead of it becoming from a information standpoint of view,
yeah.
it be or a standpoint of view of like just just gaining knowledge. It becomes more of a fad,
It's out for what you see. Yeah,
right? It becomes more of a fad to where they're like, oh well,
and I agree with that too.
they were over here on this show. Everybody started going to Puerto Rico, and everybody
Mm,
started. It was just like it's certain things that like me and you gotta actually sit down and talk about. And I'll
yeah,
show you like some things like you'll be like, dang, yo, this boy, he be up on it. You know what I mean? But sure.
definitely, bro. No, I agree with you because it's definitely now it's good and it's bad too because like you said, you got a lot of people like just going to whatever is popular, but now it's just I just feel like with social media, you just gotta have really know who you are. You know what I mean, and
Right.
stay true to who you are.
Right. And
And
that's the thing about social media. Like a lot of people don't know who they is, right? Like so they'll try to create a image or a persona where people how they want people to view them instead of being the people that they truly are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just be
Right.
yourself. You can be alright. Like,
Right.
but a lot of people don't have that. They want to be, you know, the most famous person in the world. They want to be. It just be weird. Like, I just don't be understanding it half the time. But I mean, that's why I try to like stay refrain from it and just try to be like, all right, you know, I don't got too many friends. Like, I don't hang around too many people. Like, so it's just like I hang around my cousins and my girl, and you know, be around my children when I can. Like, you know, and then work. Because other than that, I'll get caught up in thinking like they'll trick me out of position, like thinking that
Mhm.
like this social media stuff is real, and I'll be out here trying to chase something, chase a whole facade and a whole mirage.
Yep, and you ain't chasing nothing for real, for real.
Right, like so I'd rather
Mhm.
like be free, and that's like why I do music as well, because like, you know, it keeps me grounded, like, and then like when I do start writing about the stuff that I've been through and the stuff that I've seen, because I've actually been through a lot of things, right? Like so,
Mhm.
I write about all of these things, and I write about, and it keeps me grounded. Like, you know what? I've actually been through this, like, or I've actually
Mhm.
seen this, like, you know, and a lot of people don't know that, like, you know what I mean? So, like, I try to put it through music because that's the way a lot of people are interpreting and receiving the message. You know what I mean? And that's
Mhm.
a lot of people like look up to me musically, like, you know, not tooting my horn or anything, but a lot of people like if you know, like you've been around like
Mhm.
me, and like I could rap for days and days. Like I that's my passion.
Yeah, that's
And I
dope.
implicate those, and I implicate my message through that music. Like, you know what I mean? One of the first people that actually taught me how to actually sit down and freestyle was my man Bleezy, or my man Chaos. Like, we all used to be sitting at my man Kurt crib, and like back in the day. See, this is like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, back in the day, like it used to be a
Totally different, man.
different energy. Like, you know, like it used to be crazy. Like, cause
Mhm.
always like from like when I got out of school from 3 o'clock until like 5 o'clock in the morning, we used to be there just rapping, and I had to get up, go to school again. Like, it was a different time. Now it's a, you know, music is in a whole different place as well.
Yeah, whole different place. I ain't gonna talk about that one, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's a whole different place. I don't, yeah, I ain't feeling it, but it's yeah. So like back with music, like how did that play an effect on like different people that you started meeting and talking to and telling, yo, I do music, I got this, or I write this, that, and the third. Like, how did that play effect on other people that you ran into and met?
Um. So I'm a social butterfly, right? Like, so if ever you around me, or people that actually been around me that know me, they'll sit and
Mm-hmm.
tell you like, yo, like whenever Trey's around, he always like has the room like on,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know. And so a lot of the times when like the rooms that I get in with music, and I've been around a lot of people like in the industry and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
I I think when I get around these people, or when I get around people, it's just like I just be like thinking, like, or just like paying attention to like how it all is. Like, all right, yeah, this is where it's at, or this is the way I gotta move. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or and it just shows me different things, like, or different financial like states, like, right. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I see people like that has millions of dollars, and I'm like, oh shoot, like I just was in a room with Meek Mills, like, you know what I mean? Like, man, he's a
Mm-hmm.
multi-millionaire. I was in a
Mm-hmm.
room with Beanie Siegel, like he's a multi-millionaire, like, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And it shows you how to carry it, like, you know what I mean, and it makes you want more. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like being in the room with like these type
But
people, and like, huh?
it's supposed. No, I was about to say it's supposed to do that. It's supposed to make
Yeah,
you turn.
yeah, because it's like, even like when I was like just like you motivated me, right? Like, you like, Like back like when you was sitting in it, you like had the show and then the studio, like you was like, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get up on this joint because it makes like that, like knowing you, like me and you, we grew up as kids together, like you know what I mean. So
Most definitely.
like we got over 15, 20 years of friendship, and I knew you since I was like probably like 7. You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy.
So it's like to watch you actually grow in like the rooms like that you come in, it'd be like, dang, like yo, cuz is opening doors for what he's doing in his community. Like, yo, like that's crazy. Like, dang, I should maybe get on my joint and and then it makes you go seek out things and seek out knowledge and how to get like it's just all growing and expanding. That's all it like. That's what it actually makes me do.
That's a blessing, bro. And you know, what I mean, I appreciate that, bro. Definitely, I appreciate that because I mean, it's been a growing process, even doing this because I never thought that I would be doing something like this. Never wanted to do anything like this. You know what I mean? And this is something that just was in
You
me.
can't stop your calling. It's
Yeah.
your calling.
So,
Like, because
you know what I
like
mean?
you were one of those people when we were younger as well. Like you were one of those people like just like your mannerisms. Like you know what I
Mm,
mean? Like we had
mm,
older parents. So like the way we carry it, the way we like,
It would be
like
different,
project our voices and project ourselves. Like a lot of
right?
people that's in this era now don't do that. A lot of people is like still like dormant and like quiet because they like
Right.
don't know that or they don't want people to look at them a certain way. We was like, we
Yeah.
out here, we don't care, like you know what I mean. But that's the culture of being outside, like, and that's where we was
Yeah.
at.
And saying that, being outside, being able to get out there and create and make stuff and do stuff, like that makes you too. That helps a whole lot. Before like cell phones and everything, like we had to go knock on the door. You know what I mean? See if
Right,
see if you was home. You know what I mean? We had the girls. We would play double dutch with the girls.
right,
You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
We played. What's the game where you hop and you do the 2 feet and you hop
Hopscotch,
again? Hopscotch.
hopscotch.
You do, yo, I just sound extra old. I'm not that old. But yo, like hopscotch is everything. You know what I mean? And I just felt like it was just more creative. I'm not saying it's not creative now, but you were able to have more of an intimacy before, you know what I mean, all of this, extra, social media stuff. So, you know what I
See,
mean? It
a
definitely.
lot of it is with a lot of it has to do with trial and error, and a lot of people
Mm-hmm,
don't like to fail, and a lot of people don't like to fail, right? Like,
mm-hmm,
so that's why, like, a lot of the times, that when people are actually, not really being creative, like, you know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
she just be like, like, it just be like how it is like, yo, yeah, we used to be out, like just like going back to what you said, going outside and knocking on the door to see if somebody's home. Like
Mm-hmm.
we all used to be riding our bikes and be like, let's go
Yep.
see if Harry's home.
What the
I don't
what
know if he's
the
gonna be able to come out. And you go knock on the door. You go knock
that,
on the door. But
that,
and somebody
especially if
answers
you
the door.
especially if you was on punishment and
Right,
mom
right,
came to the door.
right.
It's a
But
wrap. That was it.
but a lot of people don't like to fail now. Like so, a
Yeah.
lot of people wouldn't even go knock on the door. Like you know
Yep.
what I mean? Like so, and that's like the real part of what we touch on. Like, and that's why
Mm-hmm.
we're so like in tune with ourselves. Like especially like our generation. That's why we're like so in
Mm-hmm.
tune with ourselves and so in tune with everything. Like you know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand that, but I mean it's just one of those things like if you was like you had to be there like
Mm-hmm.
you could like
You have
like like the day of school like when you miss the day of school
mm-hmm.
everything happens like
Yep.
this person got in a fight with the principal and we
Yep.
had a big food fight in the lunchroom like if you missed that then you just
That was you just
wasn't
missed it.
there
That's it.
like you know what I mean
You don't get no social media. You don't get no. You just
right
hear it. You just,
now
but
you can
but
relive
even,
that. Now you got your phone out. People out
yeah.
got their phone out recording the food fight, and and it's just like nah, like he wasn't. That wasn't that. Like riding
And
our
then
bikes to the lakes and stuff like that was
yep.
was was lit for us. Like
Yep.
Now
That
being
was.
lit is all being in a
That
party
was.
is everybody standing in their own corner on their phones.
Yep. That's like it's corny. It's corny and it's boring. You know what I
Right,
mean? Corny and it's boring. But it
right,
definitely took the natural communication out of, you know what I mean, our group. You know what I mean? It took a lot of that out, and that's bad. Just like you was talking about with like stuff that going in school. You know, you ain't in school, you hear something. You know what I mean, you missed it, you missed it. You know what I mean, when
right,
now people got phones out, you know, able to tape everything. You know what I mean? It makes it it makes it drier. You know what I mean? Because
right,
you get kind of um, too deep. You know what I mean? Into the situation. It's just, you know what I mean? It take away a lot. It take away a lot from it. So,
right.
you know what I mean? But
Cause
yeah,
it's,
it
cause
definitely was dope.
see, like, and I blame like some of the innovators from years before, right? Like, just like
Mm-hmm.
how like Michael Jordan, right? Like, he coming back out with the same shoes over and over. So if you
Mm-hmm.
missed it this year, you know it's gonna come out in another year or two. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's I don't like that. Like, like if you got a 1-to-1, like, you know what I mean? That's a
Mm-hmm.
1-to-1. That's the rarity. That's the beauty of it. Don't
Right.
oversaturate the thing. Don't oversaturate the market. Don't oversaturate things. You know what I mean? And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't understand that. Like, but I mean, it's like printing more money. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's fine, but we're creating more debt when you print more money. Like, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand that. But I mean,
Mm-hmm. That's deep. That's deep, bro.
yeah,
That's,
no, we gotta sit and really, we gotta really chop it up. Like,
you know, we gonna rap, bro. We gonna rap. We gonna rap. We need it.
yeah,
My Derek told us to speak up too.
okay.
All right, we got you, bro. Um, so, bro, into more of your music. So, like, let me say, like, you and Sean and like some other guys that y'all may, you know what I mean, connect with and like do music with. Like, how's like the vibe and how is it like when you're able to do something and somebody else is able to do something and get it like a connection on like what I mean on a song. You know what I mean, like, how is that? I'm not like a song expert, so I'm trying my best, bro.
Yeah, no, no, I understand. The so energy is kinetic, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
build off of it, right? Like that's all it is, right? Like so that's how a song come about, right? Like I remember like it used to be nights like we used to be chilling in Sean's house, right? Let's just say that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
a beat will come on and Sean might say like one word or one phrase
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll start building on that. Like and we'll build like a whole song
Mm-hmm.
off of just that one word, one phrase. Like that's just the energy. Like, and I like being in the rooms with people. Like when we do make music, you know what I mean. Whenever we make music, I like being in the rooms and being able to formulate the idea together. Then,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to like just coming into the studio with a song already in mind and asking somebody to help hop on or whatever. I like actually sitting down and formulating the song because like just just to have that like that embryo of an idea, right? Like you'll have the
Mm-hmm.
idea and be like, just like at a very very minuscule state, you'll be like, all right, yeah. And then like now we all might be in the same room, but we all have different views of this room, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
so, like when I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about something, I'm only thinking about it throughout my from my past and my histories. I'm only looking at it through those set of eyes. Can't look at
Right.
it through your set. So like
Right.
now, when I put that idea out on the table or I formulate it into like the more becoming stages, and then people connect on that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
dang, well, I was thinking about it like this, or I thought even you, just even the pronunciation of words, like I might say something and you might thought I said something, and then that sparks the idea.
It still
Like,
works.
you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
the vibes, like, it's undeniable. Like, and then you know when you got like good music,
Right.
it's all undeniable. It'd be like, damn, like, like it's just like it's just pretty fun. Like and a lot of people don't understand that you will only understand it if you're a creator, like you know what I mean. Like and with music, it forces you to create with other people, unless like you're a multi-talented musician, like if you actually making the beats and
Mm-hmm.
but when you don't make the beats and stuff like that, or you're not the one recording yourself, then it forces you to be like social with the people that's actually doing it. Like so, like you might listen to a beat off of YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't know what this person was feeling or going through when they was making the beat. The only translation through it is through the drums and the riffs of the guitars or the piano, and then you'll get a better understanding of what that person was going through or is going through at that current state. Like you know what I mean? And a lot of people connect on that and build on that. That's the thing.
Do
So
you
I've been
have
in a lot of rooms with a lot of different people, and that music when it starts hitting, it's a
going?
different vibe. It's like the room energy, like the the energy, like you like a match that joint might blow. You feel me?
Get fired.
Yeah.
Get fired, bro. That's what's up. Because I want to forget what I wanted to ask you. Um, uh, what's like your safe place? You know what I mean? When you doing music or you writing, like what's your safe place to really get locked in?
As far as like physical or mental,
Mental.
um, man, I don't know. Like I don't know because I'm a music driven person, right? Like so for me, it's like I can create anywhere, like, and I
Mm-hmm.
can lock in anywhere, like, because, like, it still have my surroundings, like, and pay attention to what's going on around me. Let's say like the last song me and my man D Bleezy did, right? Stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
The last song me and him did, um, I had went to his house. He told me about the record that he was trying to do. I had went to his house and I wrote my whole verse on a train on the Broad Street line from his house
Mm-hmm.
to the studio.
Okay.
Like, so I can lock in like anywhere, like, and I can be anywhere and lock in, and then
Okay.
and I don't have to have just a safe place, but I think the place that I'm more comfortable is in the studio, like, and then I'll actually, turn it up, like, you know what I mean. That's when I'll really like zone in,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Okay. So like you done performances and stuff like that, right?
For sure, for sure.
Like, what was
I used
that
to
like?
perform. I used
Was
to
your what was
perform a
your first
lot in
time?
Montana, huh?
Huh?
I said I used to perform a lot when I lived in Montana.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know you was in Montana.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
know
was I was all over this
See, I
place.
didn't know that. I didn't know that, bro. But how was your first time performing on stage or just performing in front of people?
Oh man, I'll never forget my first ever performance. It sucked. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I was so nervous, right? And it was a fashion show on 40th and Market.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my cousin Dashman just came
Mm-hmm.
home from jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Yo, I got this fashion show, and people want us to, it's a fashion slash talent show, and people, we want you to come up and whatever, and do this song with us." I'm like, "All right, bet." They sounded like great, and it felt like I didn't know, I wasn't projecting my voice, and I didn't know the lyrics to, I just felt nervous
Mm-hmm.
just watching. It was probably like 150 people in the crowd, so it was just like I was like, oh, this is like everybody staring at me. Like I just realized at that moment that I was not as social as I thought I was, right?
Mm,
But when I started doing performances in Montana, I was more confident. And then like the people I had around me at the time was giving me confidence. Like a woman I used to talk to, Crystal, she used to give me
mm,
like mad confidence, like, yo, you could do this. And then she used to like take me around people, plug me in with people. Like she was a great person. She was a great soul. Like, you know what I mean? And just like Trent and my man Trent and everything, just being around those people, they actually like pushed me to like actually like pursue it because like even like I didn't fully understand that I was nice at music or good at music until I started getting around other people and they were just like, yo, like, I don't know why you doing this street stuff, but you need to get out
mm.
the streets and
And
you
get
need to
in
like
some songs.
lock in. And I'm
Mm,
like, no, no, because like we grew up, we wanted to be like gangsters and stuff like that. Like, so it was like, you know, um, I just started really taking it serious. I started really paying attention to the streets and see how much of like I seen how much of a myth that the streets was once I started
mm.
actually getting around people that I thought was the people to be around, the gangsters and stuff like that.
Real quick, bro, because you already know that's a great big thing in the hood. So, like, what is that like? I mean, being in the street and then just recognizing, yo, like, this is not what it is. Like, for me.
Um, it takes growth. It takes a lot of growth, right? And I think my growth came from when I was in jail. Like, right, I had an epiphany, right? I was in jail and I was just laying in there one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I was like, when I was in Montana, I was in jail and I was facing like a lot of time for some things that I
Mm-hmm.
did, right? So, and I was in jail and I just had an epiphany one day, and I was just like, you know what? It's a possibility that I could die in here, right? And this would be in a quote unquote real nigga got me. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody bringing my breakfast, lunch, and dinner to my door, and I'm sleeping on the cot. I'm missing my family. It's a possibility that while I'm in here, my mom might die or somebody that I
Mm-hmm.
love might die, and I wouldn't be able to grieve properly, or I wouldn't be able to actually attend a funeral and stuff like that. That's all heartbreaking, like mental, like it's just like damn, like I don't, I can't fathom that, like. And then once you get out and you start being rehabilitated and just like being a more active member in society, it's like, oh, you know what? Then you start seeing the pitfalls, like you start seeing everything, like you know what? This ain't true. I
Mm-hmm.
understand, but a lot of it comes from heartbreak and disappointment as kids, right? Like so now you're trying to like if somebody took your ball when you were younger, you
Yeah.
gonna want to go now. You want to take somebody else's ball, and you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's an ongoing cycle instead of just being like, you know what, it's the basketball, and that person probably needed the basketball more than I did.
I
You know
definitely
what I
got my
mean?
football took in, so
Yeah, right.
definitely. I was mad about that, but nah, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, like, cause and even like I got to shout out to Wallow because what I mean he been in he did jail time and everything. He always talking about things that what I mean he experienced and everything, and about the young guys and I never experienced none of that life and nothing like that. But it's like what I mean, and we see it all the time. Like a lot of guys, and young guys trying to be what they see like on TV, and they think that that's what it actually is. And like you have no idea when you in your room sleep, and especially people that have never, what I mean, been raised in the hood.
Right.
You don't know what it is being asleep in your bed. And you hearing gunshots, or you walking down the street. you know what I mean? They start shooting and a bullet could have hit you, or just because it's some war, like even like when we was younger, you know what I mean? Every streets was going against each other. You got uptown going against downtown, Germantown,
Yeah.
Southport, just dumb stuff, you know what I mean? So that's like, you know, I commend him for that. And then, you know what I mean? And I also commend you because you made a great decision to say, you know what I mean, this it ain't what it is, to see the reality, you know what I mean, and to come out and say, you know what I mean, I need to do something different. Because what that would do is that only doesn't change you, but it changes your lineage. It changes the direction of your life, and it'll always help people because you always have something in you that you now can positively distribute to other people in your neighborhood and around the world. You know what I mean? Like even this platform right here, it's a around the world platform. And I mean
Right.
Instagram. So you're able to, your music alone is able to, you know what I mean, touch people in different ways, and you're able to show what life is and should be. You know what I mean?
Right.
In your perspective.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's only gonna come from like, but it also comes from the upbringing of people. Like, so like the people that want to receive the message is gonna get the message, or if not, they're gonna seek knowledge in
Mm-hmm.
that space from other platforms or from other standpoints. They might even start taking like we used to laugh, right? And
Mm-hmm.
now I understand how big this was. Like we used to laugh at the white people when they used to come to the hood, right? And
Mm-hmm.
want to be down and everything. Like we
Mm-hmm.
used to laugh, but we were doing the same thing. Like we started like just like our like Malibu's Most Wanted. Let's just use that for an example, right? That movie. The message in it was like was crazy because it's like just even thinking about like a person and they we wanted like you know what I mean like they wanted to be he wanted to dress like us and back in the
Mm-hmm.
day white people they definitely like not to get down on white people or anything but they wanted to actually dress like us and talk like us and have the mannerisms
Yeah.
like us,
Most
you know what I
definitely.
mean,
Yeah.
without having the consequences like we did, right? And us
Mm-hmm.
as black people, we always was subconsciously taught to want to live like white people instead of like embracing ourselves, right? Like, and we always, oh yeah, we're gonna put our children in the good school and we're gonna do like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thankful for Barry, right? Like, it
Yep.
taught me the
It get.
social pressures of what I was actually about to go through. Like, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I'm thankful for like CET and things like the schools and stuff that I've actually went to McDaniel. Like, I'm thankful for those places because like it actually taught me the social pressure of actually being in the neighborhood and being strong. Like you didn't get too many suicides
Mm-hmm.
like from that hood standpoint of view. Like you know what I mean. But you
Mm-hmm.
have more suicide attempts and everything from the more private white community and so unquote quote unquote white community because they were sheltered as children. So when they did start getting made fun of, they took it
Mm-hmm.
more to heart. Like when we just sitting on the block and we just on a late night busting on people, no you didn't, and then we just. But that taught us like like to have like thicker skin than
Yeah.
and it just made us.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
It just made us people. Like it just made us as people.
Mm.
You know what I
Most
mean? And a
definitely.
lot of
Most
people
definitely.
don't know that. And a lot of people are scared. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I like we used to drag on them for trying to dress like us. Now look at everybody.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Table
Everybody want to
tennis.
be, yeah, right. Like, so it's like, history always repeats itself. So everything comes full circle if you let it.
Mm-hmm.
If you sit here and you live long enough to watch it come
Mm-hmm.
full circle, it will definitely come full circle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're definitely right, bro. And is definitely people need to definitely get or hear, you know what I mean, about stuff like this. You know what I mean? They need to hear that, especially like in the hood. You know what I mean? That
Right.
like it's okay to be, you know what I mean, okay with being from there. Because you got some people that be like, man, yo, I wish I never was from there. You got people that wish they
Yeah.
was. You know what I mean? But like what you said right there is just an indication of like, you know what I mean, be okay and have some pride, you know what I mean, of being from here because it taught you something, gave you something that, you know what I mean, a lot of people probably wouldn't have or,
Right.
you know what I mean, or just say it again.
I said right. Right.
Yeah, it just gave you something. You know what I mean? It gave you something.
See,
It gave you
and
something.
see, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I live on both of the social I mean, the social settings, right? From the hood and suburban, right? So
Right.
when I lived in both of these places, I've always paid attention because, like,
Mm-hmm.
like us being from South Philly, like you
Right.
become very observant to everything that's around you. So
Definitely.
you be like, oh, all right, yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
I gotta move like this out here because if not, then I'm gonna stick out in this way or whatever.
Yep.
But the type of person I am, like I'm always myself. Like if I'm loud, then I'm loud. That's just
Right.
who I am, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna love it or you're not. If I'm
Right.
obnoxious to you, then that's just gonna be the way that you view me as a person. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? I just want people to understand the mission statement of what I'm trying to get set up. What I'm trying to set aside. It's my
Uh,
daughter,
hey.
but just putting things in that aspect. It's just like you gotta like have things together. Like mentally, like you gotta be strong. And a lot of people. It's
Mm-hmm.
just we all gotta come together and try to be strong for each other, with each other. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't know that because a lot of people are self-serving. Like they want to be for self. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be like that. But I mean, nonetheless, we're here at that point.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like that. And I mean, I agree with you. I mean, we should be able to help each other. We should be able to help boost each other, help get each other to the next level. But that's where, you know what I mean, you got people that are able to come in place and to teach that. You know what I mean? You got people that are
Right.
able to come in place and to show people that may not know it how to do it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
they'll know how to do it and how to be selfless. Sometimes it just takes certain situations to teach you how to be selfless. You know what I mean? To be able to be, you know what I mean, a giver.
Right.
But so let me get back to the music. Um, so, all right, you've been in the room a lot of different people. You've seen a lot of different people. So, what are like some like production things that you learned? You know what I mean? Just sitting in a room. Like, what are some of those things?
I learned more so how to perfect my aspect of the craft. Right.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like the way I project my voice, the
Mm-hmm.
different formats I use to create, um, and just like going in with confidence and things like that. The production aspect of it, that's like more of the production aspect of it that I like just producing like just like having that work ethic is and just like yeah, this is what I'm doing or this like but as far as like the engineering portion of it and stuff like that, I really don't know too much about that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I try here and there, but I usually like get somebody else to do that.
All right, just wanted to ask because I know a lot of times when you doing music and everything, you in the studio. Sometimes, you know what I mean, you touch everything. Sometimes, just
Yeah,
from what I,
yeah.
you know what I mean, ain't even it's
Now
not even.
engineers be mad if you touch their stuff because their equipment be costing a lot of money. So I try to refrain from that. I just try to come in, do my job, create a vibe, catch a vibe, and let them break their own things.
So, like, what are like some? All right, what are some of your places that you probably would wish to perform at?
Rolling Loud, definitely Coachella, um, Powerhouse. I
Mm-hmm.
like I would want to perform in a lot of different, like anywhere that my voice can be heard. Basically, I would want to perform. Like I don't care where it's at. If it could be somebody's bar mitzvah, somebody's birthday party. If it's there, then I'm there.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Like um, I seen like there was a guy on Instagram. He was like rapping with Common, like
Yeah.
on stuff like that. He was doing this thing like in the street, like just
See,
rapping.
like,
I just
I never really got into that aspect of the music, like just being outside because, like, I don't know, like, I just, I don't know, I just never sat and like was like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna go outside today and I'm gonna
mm,
just stand outside and just rap all day. Like, I can't do that. Like, I don't know. Like, it'd be other things that I be having going on in my mind. Like, I'll be like, yo, I need to get and I need to do this. I need to get up and do this. Like, so, I mean, but that's like definitely like a dream of mine. Like, cause that's crazy that you even said that because I was thinking the other day, I was like, cause my nephew right now, he's in LA. So
mm,
he had posted a picture of him at Venice Beach. And
mm,
I'm just sitting there like thinking like, dang, you know what? If I was at Venice Beach right now, I probably would be rapping like and making people stop and listen to like me rap. Like, you know, things like that. Like, so like I mean, yeah, I think I could do that. I mean, but I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy that
never
you
know,
just
never
said
know, bro.
that.
Never know, bro. So, real quick, bro. I just because we about to wrap it up.
For sure.
I just want you to encourage some people. I try to do this with like a lot of people that come on the show. You know, just have them encourage some people. You know, in life or you know what I mean, goals or anything that they may be doing to just keep pushing, keep going. Like encourage some people. You know, what I mean, even if it's in the area of rap. You know, give them some like word of encouragement, bro.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Because if you at the bottom, the only way you can go is up.
Yes, sir.
So don't
Yes,
stop.
sir.
Like, and even if you up, you could always go higher because they always taught us that the sky was the limit. But
Mm.
as we've proven time after time, the universe is way bigger. So
Mm.
keep going up. That's it.
Most definitely, bro. All right. So I guess that's it. Everybody, before we go, bro, real fast, give everybody your Instagram so they know where to follow you.
It's Triz underscore EG. Y'all want to find my music? I'm Triz on Apple, Spotify, and if y'all want to, go into like my music, go like just look for like Go Mode, Triz 9 album, the number 9, and yeah, it's pretty dope. Check it out.
All right. Brother Triz. Bro, Triz, thank you for coming on the show, bro. Appreciate
No
you. You know what I
problem.
mean?
No
Crazy
problem.
love, bro. And everybody, thank you for watching The Encourage Live on Instagram Live. I'm your host, Harleen Bloodsaw. And you can also follow me at The Encouraged Talk Show. Follow me, follow the page, and you know what I mean, let me know. You know what I mean, like to come on the show, all are welcome. Talk to you again. Peace. See y'all later, man.